Hello again and welcome back to Wingot Plays Oxygen Not Included, where we have another duplicate to choose here on Dupeflix and Chill, our Chaos Crusade. This duplicate is a digger and a cook. We've already got a cook, who's our cook researcher if I remember correctly. Where are you? Amoxicillin. Up top here is our cook decorator. And this new duplicate that we've got here is a cook digger. We've got amoxicillin, we've got clavulanic acid already, but I think this one is going to be flucloxacillin. One of the medications we use pretty frequently for skin infections, especially ones that could potentially be Staphylococcus aureus. So flucloxacillin gains nighttime attribute bonuses. So let's have a quick look which schedule you're going to get put on. I do not want you sleeping at nighttime. So we might bump you here onto the schedule that Fruzy is on, and then Fruzy can come up here and can have a bonus sleep right now. Perfect. Now let's go back to getting, oh hang on, we just picked up flucloxacillin. Fluclox needs to also be told that they're only allowed in the gym. They're not allowed outside of the base. Perfect. Now I've set something up here where basically I've got a storage bin full of ice, and that's going to hopefully produce the water that we're going to need to set up a research station up here, because the research data that comes out of these research modules, I'm planning on building a research laboratory up here. But before we look at doing any of that, let's turn this back on so that we can reproduce the steam and get the rocket running. In fact, just while I think of it, I should probably... So currently it's set up to turn on if this... Actually, yeah, if there's too much heat in here, I don't need any more heat. I'll just manually disconnect this liquid tepidizer. So let's turn this back on. Cool. So it should be pulling the... There you go. It's getting cooled from 70 down to under 60. And we're dumping all of that heat into the water over here, which is very close to turning back into steam. Well, some of it's turning into steam for the first time, some of it's turning back into steam, and oh, we've gotten below 50 degrees with this water that's cycling. That is slightly anticlimactic, but let's change this again to 20 degrees, and then that should keep it cycling pretty much constantly, because this tepidizer then won't be turning off very often. It will be basically just generating constant heat for us to turn into steam. Let's see, where's the tepidizer? Produces 4,000 kilodaltons of, or KD to use duplicate temperature units, and this, I'm not 100% actually how much this deletes. It looks like it might only delete about 600 per second, or per time that it runs. So the tepidizer well overpowers this thermoact tuner, I think. Which would suggest that you need somewhere in the order of 6.5 thermal accutuners to keep up with a single liquid tepidizer. Liquid tepidizers are very strong for producing heat, which is not really a surprise, but that's, let's see, 108 degrees is 109. And have we gotten below? We have, we've gotten below 20 degrees again. we've managed to cool down the water here. No, we haven't. We're just not sucking enough heat out of it. So, if I wonder if I made some temp shift plates here, whether that would actually help. 50 degrees, 20 degrees. Weird. I swear I saw some of this water was 50 degrees or 55 degrees before. Anyway, how are we going? 112 degrees. So it's going to take a little bit for this steam to get up to the 125 required by this thermosensor to actually move it up into the steam turbine. Arguably, we could use this at the 110 degrees. And this is all insulated pipe. So I think I'm going to give that a go. We're going to try to move. Let me have a quick look here. So this is 5. So it's 10 tiles of 500. So there's 5 kilos that'll be stuck in the piping. So if we tell this the air can only have 669, then there will, between that 669 plus the 5 kilos that's in the pipe, will be exactly the right amount for this to then be able to launch. Let's give it a go. Anyway, that's going to take a little while to fill up. In the meantime, let's look at starting to get our research stations built up here. So we are going to need a research station, a supercomputer, which is 3 wide. Let's double check. Oh, right, that can overlap fine. Yeah, it is. It's... yeah, exactly 3 wide. Good. And the planetarium, which looks like it is 4 wide. So we could potentially put the planetarium there with a research station next to it here and a supercomputer here, and then we're going to want to move this power line like over to here where the ladders are, and we want to build a pneumatic door. Now, let's take a quick look. Room, laboratory, what is required? Laboratory is light source. Needs at least 2 science buildings and a light source. Well, we can... furniture, where's furniture? There. We can put a light source there. And in fact, let's put one there. Okay. So, looks like they've made that whole power cable. So, let us look at, or deconstruct. In fact, we're not going to deconstruct the whole thing because we're just going to try to rewire it a little bit. Oops, I didn't mean for them to disconnect the power before we were done. And there we go. So that should, we can deconstruct this, we can deconstruct that ladder, and then this is going to become another heavy white joint plate there as well. Oops, that looked like it was going to work. Perfect. Now, actually, I think, cancel that one. I think we actually want to get rid of all of this cabling because it's probably nicer to just give it a dedicated power wire. And then we could just run some conductive wire down into there. Perfect. And then all we need to do is close it in, and all of this should become a laboratory. And as soon as it does, I think we can then get rid of our research stations downstairs. We've got one researcher up here who is also going to be our rocket tree person, clavulanic acid. And we possibly, for now, could actually say that only clav is allowed in here, which would mean that our other researchers won't spend all their time traveling up to do the research up here. It does mean he won't be able to also be on rocketry at the same time as we want him doing researching, but that's probably fine. The researching is mainly going to be used to unlock our next tier of rocketry. And we're well over 125 degrees here. So 1, let's change this quickly. 2, let's check on here. We're basically halfway full on our steam engine. It's basically just going to take a whole chunk of time at this stage, but we've got plenty of heat sitting here, and probably it's worth turning off the aquatuner, which can probably be easily done by just changing this to 150, and because this water here caps out at 85, it's never going to get hot enough that this aquatuner will turn back on. Cool. Without actually breaking anything else, and we can always just change this again without having to worry about like going in and reconnecting a cable or something along those lines. Anyway, I hadn't noticed this pipe here on the outside, which fills up to show how close it is to being full. And yeah, it is. It's over 2/3. Very nice. Now, let's see. So no research focus selected. That's fine. Let's clean up all the stuff that's in here. Oops, and there's a fossil up there. And then once they've cleaned this up, I will then say that no one other than Clav is allowed up in this space. Oh, come on. Thank you. Okay, now, duplicate. Clavulanic acid. Is that upside down? Weird. No one's allowed in except Clav. Good. Now I heard a printable. I don't think I need any of those. And we've got a pufflet. Now, question is, have I actually... I think it's saving. Have I actually tamed... what's it called? It's Critter Whisperer. I have not tamed a puff. Okay, so we've got a airborne critter trap here, which should capture that puffed, but then it's a matter of we need somewhere to move the puffed to. Let's have a quick look here. That room is a bit busy. Does the water sieve count as industrial machinery though? Let's see. Let's see if this works. This can't do puffed. Fine. What do puffs eat? Puffs eat oxygen, don't they? Polluted oxygen. Well, there's a little bit of lack of polluted oxygen in the base. But hopefully this will be enough to... Oh, hang on. Where did the puffed go? So I was going to bring it down here. Oh, I think this one is set to puffed. Okay, fine. We bring the puffed back up to here. And in fact, don't need them, because that's a puffed alert. Fine. Puffed can come back up to here. Build an airborne critter trap there. Go. Cool. Once that gets built, we should then bring the pufflet back up to this critter drop-off here. And then... Meanwhile, let's get rid of all of this. And then we should hopefully start actually taming the puffed. Good. Looks like that's done. And someone just needs to prepare it. Set the puffed. Set the trap. Fruzy's on the way. Fine. Good. And then the pufflet should be brought over to here. Looks like galantamine is on it. And we can deconstruct that again. Cool. And we can set this back to the puffs and pufflets are allowed outside the base. Good. And I think I want someone to come here. No critters available. Okay. How do you tame a puff? Wildness. Critter engine. There were wrangle traps. Oh, you can wrangle them. Okay. Oh, hang on. No critters available. Okay, I will be back in just a second once I've looked into this. And I think I figured out what the issue is. The issue is, it's not an adult. Once it's an adult, we can then worry about trying to tame it. But for now, we will just leave that one down in that room. And back to, ooh, 669. Steam, this steam's getting too cold. Because it's just sitting there in a pipe. Okay, let's see, so. This is completely full, isn't it? Yes. So what we want is we want, well, one, we want to repair that. Good. And two, if we, let's see, so that's, I think it's actually not enough because of the way that I did this. So let's do 670. Cool, let's let a little bit more through and then we should be able to disconnect that and change this to 674. And it should then fill up with the rest. Oh, it's 1 kilo of steam per. My mistake. Okay, disconnect that, connect that, and it'll at least bring it back here closer to the heat source. And we've got 674 kilos of steam sitting in here in the steam engine. Oh, I know why, because the pump only pumps 500 per second, but the pipe can hold 1 kilo. So when it backed up, it just sort of overloads until that all becomes 1 kilo in the whole thing. Anyway, we now have enough in there that we should be able, in fact, it's already got a destination set, because if we go here to the star map, this, basically we'd already clicked on it. It's currently grounded. It has enough steam in it to go 10,006 kilometers, and it currently has no passenger. 5 modules, storage, world mass available. Cool. Looks, I think passenger is the main thing that we're waiting on. We need an astronaut, we need a Atmos suit. So, Clav. I want Clav to come up here. And that's probably him right there. Nope. These guys are just like mopping and picking up this stuff. Who's that? That's Clav over there, sleeping on the job. Good job, Clav. You're doing a wonderful job. Why are you not sleeping in a bed? Pretty sure you're not a narcoleptic because I don't tend to take narcoleptics. So why are you sleeping on the ground? Show me your schedule. Clav, where are you? Clav, he just finished a sleep cycle. Is it because they have a bed allocated that they can't reach? Speaking of, I do note sildenafil and Fluclox both have beds up here. So that's a mistake. Okay, so let's see. You, Fruzy, here. Sildenafil, come down here. And what did I say the other one was? Sildenafil and Fluclox. Now, Fluclox can have Clav's bed. Perfect. Because Clav can come up here and we've already given that one to a Torvastatin. So here, clavulanic acid gets access to that cot. Perfect. Now, speaking of, Clav is sitting in here. There's not an option to load an Atmo suit. I don't have any spare Atmo suits, I think is the problem. We've got plenty of reed fiber. Someone can come here and create Atmo suits. Perfect. Now, let's clean out this room quickly. Now, the interesting thing is Clav, of course, jumped into the rocket while wearing an Atmo suit, which I thought was going to be enough to count, but apparently not. Now, I wonder where you're running to. Cyclin, where are you going? Yep, good. So he's taking it all the way to the rocket. At which point we should then be ready to launch the rocket. Perfect. And the gantry's disappeared. Launch path blocked. Ooh. Oh, right, because I've got that signal switch on. Now let's check on this. Green signal, launch rocket. And boom, here we go. Rocket launching. Whole lot of steam produced. And, well, steam turning into vacuum. Chunk of water sitting at the bottom. Gantry broken. Pardon? Is there a way to stop the gantry breaking? Also, that... Oh, yuck. The scanner that detects the rocket got melted? What happened to the lead? Okay. Steel. I want someone to remake that space scanner now. Cool. I think a lot of this steam is being deleted because of this vacuum up here. And yeah, it's not cold enough that it's condensing. This is gold amalgam. But arguably it looks like they're doing fine with the temperature at the moment. Priority 9, come on. Someone hurry up and do that. Because if that rocket comes back, it's going to destroy both of those bunker doors. Okay, 70 degrees. Oh. Well, if that rocket decides to come back while a meteor storm's going anyway, then actually no. So this will overwrite. Won't it? Yeah, it'll force it open if there's a meteor still coming. No, Genesis. Cool. Show me the star map. How are you going? Rocket, 19%. Cool. We're still 2.5 cycles away from it coming back. And we got the colony achievement. We launched our first rocket into space. Perfect. Let's see. Log entry. As I suspected, our asteroid and the estimated mass missing from the nearby planet are nearly identical. We aren't on the target location. We never even left home. So the hole in the in that nearby planet is what our asteroid has come from, and our I think that nearby planet is actually what was our old home. Everything's made out of steel. Just a little bit of lead here for the automation. Ooh, that scanner's up to up to almost 200 degrees Celsius. Are the scanners heating themselves up just from running? If so, I'm going to need to add them to the cooling network as well. Just more and more things getting added to the cooling network up here in space. I feel like it'd be a lot easier if we just had atmosphere up here. Which I wonder if I could move the scanners somewhere and give them atmosphere. Oh, great. The scanner that that says to open. What's going on there? Also, fine. Disconnect that. Get rid of those. Cool. Do all of that. That atmo wire would have been getting in the way and stopping the what are they called? Auto sweeper from actually picking up the regolith. Perfect. Now let's see how you're going. Plenty of calories, but you're also only 22 cycles in. Now let's have a quick look here. This puffed is now 3 cycles old. Good. And let's grab some more. Fried mushroom just becomes rotten food at this point. Doctoring, operating, tidying. Yep, we'll just grab the hatchlings. Okay, how are we going? We must be getting close. We're halfway. Cool. Now, I think. Why are people picking up regolith by hand? No, you picked up iron. And you're not carrying anything. Weird. Okay. Oh, and we're out of blue water again. Which arguably the only place the blue water should be being deleted is down here when it breaks the pipes. And so there's so much water being broken down here that we've managed to deplete our polluted water source there. Anyway, I'm just going to wait until the rocket returns, and we can then see how things go and look at possibly doing a little bit of research. I will see you in just a moment. And our rocket is currently on the way back in with both of the doors open, and this space scanner got up to 300 degrees, but it's fine. Perfect, and damaged the gantry again. Well, this time it was actually extended. And let's have a quick look here. All of the lead is still in place. Perfect, and now those doors are closed, and our command capsule ceiling collapse. Okay, and so we now have Clav back. Clav can get out of the capsule. And we should have, there we go, dropped a whole lot of databanks. And what we want to do is we want to go research and start on solid fuel. We've got, what, 14 databanks? 180 databanks, and given that this requires 200 research, I'm going to guess that we need to do at least one more trip before we're going to be able to get that one. And if we take a look here, we've detected that this planet also has abyssalite, and we've just researched the top 3, which has gotten us 150 interstellar data there. And so we can launch another time, we'll get 2 more, and we'll figure out what this last resource here. Or if we launch here, then instead we will get 3 research and figure out just that 1 resource. I think probably what I'm going to do is go back to this carbon asteroid first, and figure out what this other world composition resource is. And then we can worry about going to the other asteroids to pick up that research and do the 2 launches to get there. But that's all something that I'm going to do, I think probably between episodes. I am happy that we've managed to launch the rocket, and we now have the capability of actually doing some additional research here, which is something that we are going to have to look to do between episodes. Also, one thing I think I'm going to have to do is close off the rocket steam from basically from this side over here, so that the steam doesn't leak its way over and into our pool here and make things worse. But that's something I'm going to have to do later on. For now, we have at least gotten to the point where we can launch and get to our nearest neighbors, do a bit of research, and work on getting even further. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.